5.
There you go. That's what matters. There are both teams same heat level right now.
Heat level.
I will say in defense,
Ice cold.
in defense of Dignitas, they've played a lot of actually kind of difficult teams recently. EG, obviously, Cloud9. Then TSM has been surging with Insanity, though they did lose today. And NRG just had their first 3-0 week. So, I mean, these are playoff-bound teams. You have to beat them if you want to do well in the postseason.
Yep.
But
almost everyone is a playoff-bound team also.
Wait, you're talking about heat level, and I feel like you're probably going for fire, but it makes me think chicken wings. And when you're telling me both these guys lost 4 out of the last 5, I'm thinking our heat level's right about Cool Ranch. So, what kind of heat level is it, Mark?
Yeah,
what kind of
Mark.
scale am I supposed to be using? Is this like Kelvins?
It's a Svenskeren level. If you saw him trying to eat that hot chip earlier in the week, the Svenskeren hot chip took like the littlest nibble of a little bit of hot sauce that Blabber had no problem with, and he died. So
this is like Raz. I remember I was talking to Raz about spicy stuff. It was like last year. He's like, oh yeah, I tried this hot sauce. It was like crazy spicy, but it tastes really good. I think it's called sriracha, and I'm like, Raz.
Raz is so fraudulent when you talk about
Raz. You say you like spicy, but you're telling me about this crazy sauce, man. You may have heard of it. Sriracha.
Tapatio sauce.
Yeah.
Raz has some interesting takes. Remember, this is also the man who said that he wasn't really down with authentic Texas barbecue because he ate it at an airport and it wasn't great.
He maintains he was trolling, but I don't think he was. I think it was like a haha, guys. I swear that was a joke.
Yeah, no, I think there's definitely a little bit of trying to cover there. But anyway, let's go ahead and see where our draft is. We're about halfway through. It's Nico, Kindred, Xayah, LeBlanc, Jace, Tristana banned out in the first half, with Dignitas locking in
something at
Vi and Kaisa and Nautilus. Raz, I can't hear you, bro. I got a headset on. Poppy, Rell, and Aphelios for IMT. And in the second half of the bans, Immortals is focusing that top side with the Jax and the Renekton. But remember, you're up against Rich. He's not just playing this boring meta stuff. Rich is willing to lock in Quinn. He's willing to play Illaoi. This guy's one of my favorite players in the league, man.
Yeah, he's been so much fun to watch. Dignitas have really been a treat to watch because he has been playing all these different champions. He has 2 Quinn games. He's got some Jax games. He's got the Illaoi. He's got Malphite. He's got Rumble. He's got GP. He's been playing a ton of different stuff. The criticism towards him earlier on the split it's kind of funny now because everyone's saying, well, it's a Ksante one trick. He had a couple good Ksante games. Come on. He's played a lot of stuff.
He was begging for them to start banning it against him so he could have fun.
Unleashed.
All right, well, 2 mid lane bans from Dignitas. Oh boy, Ksante's locked in, but it's for the other side. It's for okay. So I feel like for a guy like Rich, if you know how to play it, you also have to know how to play against it. So give me the Ksante Destroyer.
I think Illaoi is the Ksante Destroyer, and there we go.
Yes! It's tentacle time.
I mean, it's Poppy and Ksante topside. Like that is one of those matchups where you could get some 1v2s going.
I hope we get to see it. Get some attention from Kenvi up there. Rich is just gonna be perma pushing. He does play pretty disrespectfully. I don't think it's true anymore, but for a period of time, he was leading the league in solo kills. We'll see if he can pick up some more this game.
Even if it's not true anymore, you could just say it is.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
No one knows.
Who's gonna know?
Ooh, Veigar, last pick here for the side of IMT. So Bolulu will take that. I mean, hey, you got an enemy team that wants to dive in and get scrappy. Ahri dives in, Vi dives in, Kaisa dives in, Illaoi stands there and hopes you dive into her, Nautilus dives in. Like, Veigar Cage is very strong here.
Yeah.
I really like the Immortals comp. You have a lot of range with the Veigar and the Aphelios, a lot of peel, because Rell, despite being great engaged, is also incredibly good at peeling. You get to vacuum everyone back off them. Same with Poppy being able to stop dashes. So you can play front to back with this.
I do just wonder, though, is Bolulu going to be able to stay safe in the early game, in the mid game? It is Ahri Vi, right? So that is a problem. Yes, you can drop down the cage defensively in the 5v5s, but I do think there is a chance here that Dignitas could just rinse and repeat, ultimate on cooldown, and chain kill the Veigar.
It's 13-13. It sucks now. Ahri Vi's dead.
Gentlemen, dude, wait, what?
Yeah, they were really disappointing in spring. Have been looking, definitely better in summer. They've already doubled the wins that they got in spring, so obviously they're doing a lot better. Yeah. But I will say they have cooled off. I think expectations were getting pretty hyphy for them as they were kind of doing really well in the early split. And I also feel like there was a lot of MVP-rich conversations. I don't know how you feel about it, Mark, but I feel like a lot of it has cooled off. People haven't been talking about it that much. Nope, hasn't cooled off.
You're still in there?
He's still picking Illaoi. I'm still voting him MVP.
Wait, okay, do you mean this, or is this like where you just vote the opposite of most people's predictions because it's funny?
I am not going to vote this way. I will say a lot of things. I will not do those things. I do this thing called lying.
It's not Sometimes you do them also, though.
Not MVP
It's called
votes.
catching up with double lifts.
Yeah, but I don't troll MVP votes.
Me and Isaac were
That's the
watching.
third-party media.
Me and Isaac were watching
pro
the
players, actually,
pregame
and
in the
coaches.
green room today, and as soon as your predictions came up, I actually just looked at him. I was like, "Man, Mark is just running."
We
it,
don't
huh?"
talk about what I'm doing with predictions yet. We're saving that for week 6. No one.
I mean, it is so obvious you're trying to predict all the losers.
No.
Yeah. Yes, Mark. The first time you
Look at
did
this.
it,
Look
I
at this
was
level
like,
1,
oh,
dude.
I
Wait.
get the joke.
We can't continue. There's an important level 1 happening.
Oh yeah.
Important
Veigar
leash.
award.
Yeah, look.
You're
no.
acting as though I gave away some big.
No, I have to
crazy
talk about this
secret.
level 1. You get the tentacle spawn on blue,
Okay.
you start W, and look
Yeah.
at how much Illaoi just accelerated that clear.
Wow.
Double
Yeah, they
tentacle
finished their
slap.
first camp at the same time.
Amazing.
Well, one was a buff.
It's true. You're not.
Okay.
You're not wrong.
We'll see about their 2-camp clear timer here. Will Poppy be significantly behind Vi because of the double tentacle power? Hold on. I'm watching the score, but I'm not even looking at the game. Okay, no, Vi got done first, but how much faster is it? It's like 5 seconds, 6 seconds.
All right.
So, oh no, guys, bring it back. I can't. Okay, there. Yeah, that was about 10 seconds faster.
Yeah,
the tentacles.
Insano. So we have the tri-lane look. Can we make it the jungle look? Can you put those? Are observers prepared? Probably not. I shouldn't throw this on them.
You just
We'll get
threw
a
him under
tier
the
list up
bus,
here.
man.
Maybe like a 3D dragon flying
Can
through
we
the
get
arena.
a pip up of the fans while we also have
A pip of the caster simultaneously.
One of those confetti effects that we used earlier during
Yeah.
the game show. Turn it into turn the UI into one of those like mobile game ads, but okay.
Oh, I think you're saying mobile game where it's just like spend money to level up.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean, where it just has all the garbage on the screen
Yeah,
and
yeah.
half of it is buy this now. All right, Immortals, they got control over bottom lane. Poom and Tomo are chilling. NP. All right.
NP. So obviously a lot of attention will probably go in the mid lane with the Ahri Vi, despite us talking about how it might be dead and hard into Veigar if you're able to get your cage up early.
I will say that Poom had a target on stack and did not kill the cannon, so he is now reportable.
Yeah, you kind of hate to see that one.
I feel
on
like
board.
the early surrender option should be there. If
you
your
miss
support
that as
actually misses a
support,
target on a
It's
cannon.
actually reportable if you read the Riot terms of service.
But I don't think I've
Deep
ever
in
met
there,
a
but-
single person who's read those.
You don't.
No.
You haven't read it?
No.
There's a lot of interesting
The
things.
person who wrote it probably didn't read it
Yeah,
either.
the guy writing is just not even proofread. He's just all right. Let's go.
Just send it. No one's gonna look at
I'm
this.
pretty sure it says in there that like you're not supposed to ask for reports. Like you're not supposed to say like 9x this guy.
Yeah, I
or
think
whatever.
that is. I've heard that's reportable.
It's reportable. It's reportable to ask for
Reportable to ask for
reports.
reports,
I'm
yeah.
going to report you for suggesting that that's reportable as
Okay.
well. 'Cause that's not chill.
Yeah.
I'm going to report you for reporting on it. Nobody's supposed to know. Well, okay, so hold on now. Up in the top side, let's check in on how the tentacle battle is going because Rich does have control over the lane.
He does have more tentacles than Solo, so I'd say he's
That
winning
is
the
true.
tentacle
He
battle.
is in charge of tentacle count in top lane. Gets another tentacle there. Slap, slap, slap.
Interesting decision by Solo. Oh, hold on. Dive after the bot lane.
Dive here in the bottom lane as Immortals are bringing Kenvi down for the 3v2. It's first blood going over to Treatz. They don't lose a man back for it, and it's a lot of minions that Tomo's now missing out on. Immortals nice and clean here in the bot lane, but can they get even more? Oh, Poom's going to be the target. Kenvi tanking up the damage for one hit. They get him, but they trade him back for two. Immortals, God bless it.
Kenvi tackled a minion into the wall. He missed the Nautilus there. And they both end up dying for it. They do get the kill. At least Tactical doesn't die. But that is,
You hate to see it.
I'm wondering if he was just trying
potentially
to...
worse than missing the target on Skunk.
I couldn't tell if he was trying to ride the minion to avoid turret aggro and then Poppy Slam run out. You know, maybe.
What are you talking about? Avoid turret aggro?
Yeah, you know, you
He didn't have turret aggro, Mark. Don't
Yeah, but
give me that.
if you hit him, then you have turret aggro, so you just ride the minion out.
Ah, so he's trying to pull off the dive by not hitting his opponent.
Exactly.
The most successful
It's brilliant,
strategy. You can't take turret aggro.
This is almost as good as your predictions.
Yeah, I was also gonna say on the top side thing, Solo's going for the strat of like not running back and breaking the.
Well, if you fight, you reduce the timer on it.
Yeah, but you also usually just lose the trade way harder. Anyways, here's the dive again. Tomo jumped on easy. A lot
This
of
part
CC.
was good.
The first part was
clean.
good.
Yeah, that was solid stuff. That
I
was
even
good
like
gameplay.
the idea of the redive. You know, he's pinned under turret. You know, no one's gonna come in here.
The redive is free.
Yeah.
To be honest, it should just be one at most. But he tackled the minion.
And then
Still think it's the right play, man.
And then he's dead. And then
Yeah.
this
What do
guy's
you
dead.
Shut up, Mark.
What are you
Just
talking
trying to tilt
Wait,
Azael.
wait, actually, I'm curious, just based on what we know about Mark's predictions. Mark, who did you predict to win this?
Yeah.
It's IMT hour, baby.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What? They
How
had
many
a
times have you
sick
predicted
dive.
Immortals in this split?
They've done well for me.
Yeah?
Yeah, Mark,
Oh, no.
okay. Well, it's 3v3 bottom side. Boom's the target for IMT, but Treatz is about to be dropped as Dignitas brings in a firepower with Santorin, but they're going to trade him back immediately as Boom and Treatz have both dropped. Not enough damage on either side to get anybody else. 1 for 1.
Is that my boy, Edward Raw, tactical popping off,
It is.
2-0-1?
That's your boy.
Up 10 CS already?
Yep.
It's another tactical
What
dub
else can you
angle.
say?
I've been trying to juice this dude for a couple weeks. I think he's actually been playing well.
going?
He's been doing great. I said try and get this guy a team. I think recently they've been doing a little bit better. They picked up their 3rd win. They broke that 10-game loss streak that they were on.
Yeah?
All right,
Okay.
it's Immortals time.
Yeah?
All right.
I'll let you keep going with it. Hype up your boy.
I ran out of juice.
I mean, watching the replay, you can talk about this, Mark.
You know, they're trying to go on to Boom at first. A little bit of a miss there by Treatz, but it's okay because Kenvi's in the back pocket, landing the stun this time, actually finishing him off. Tactical getting the kill.
There you go. Perfect.
Tomo didn't want nothing else to do with it because the Chuckrams were all stacked up. We gonna get anything mid here? Nope, doesn't look like it quite yet.
I'll also say, even that dive that happened bot side,
Yeah?
Ooh.
it was fine. Boom got the kills. It's a Nautilus.
True.
Doesn't matter.
Wonderful. That's
All right.
exactly what you would want to have happen.
Well, what happened mid is not what you would want to have happen. They tried to bring the 3-man play up there. They do get the flash at least out of Bolulu, and they didn't use the flash from Jensen. So just wait till Spirit rushes back up. Go for a repeat attempt. Now, if you let 5 minutes pass and you don't do it again, then it was goofy.
I mean, honestly, if you bring a 3rd member, I don't even think you need ult for Jensen. Like, you just ult him with Santorin, you have Flash Charm, you have a 3rd member for a little bit more damage. And Bolulu is very, very squishy. He just has a Lost Chapter. He's not going towards Rod of Ages or something like that. So he's got no HP built up, and that is one of the difficulties of this Veigar in the early stages. You can be preyed on by these ganks.
It is a little surprising to see him not go for some like the quote-unquote tankier builds that you see in a lot of pro Veigar games, just being able to infinitely scale already with your farming, and most pros are great farmers, and so you index towards that Rod of Ages and things to have a little bit more survivability because you are so easy to be jumped on as soon as you lose your flash.
Mark, I don't know who you think you're talking to here, but the man to your right is the progenitor of Tank Veigar back in the Howling Abyss.
I will not have this.
I remember when I first started playing with Azael, he's just like, yeah, Tank Veigar on Howling Abyss. You just become this unkillable piece of garbage that nobody can have any threat on, and you stack forever as they're trying to dive the bottom lane, but Kenvi has overcommitted, and Dignitas are just
All right, so was this one good too, Mark?
No. I'll go with no. I'm you know, I'm still thinking about it, but I'm gonna lean towards
You're gonna let it
not
stew
ideal
for a little bit.
Not ideal, most likely.
Yeah, Kenvi is having a game of League of Legends.
Most certainly. He does have 3 kill participation. He's been there for all 3 of the kills they've got.
That's true. He is down 20 CS as well, though.
That happens.
Yeah, it does happen.
He's farming champions.
Yep.
Solo just continues to get slapped by the Illaoi tentacles, but that's okay because we're talking about a guy who's comfortable playing weak side. This is become, I like how that Solo's identity has just become, for a while there he was the mercenary. The whole time though, he's always been the guy who's cool playing weak side. Just put him on a tank. He likes hanging out under the turret. He's always at home just being up here isolated. He'll show up later on.
It's like when actors, you know, they get stuck in a role, you know, when they're really famous for it, they can only play that role. That's Solo now.
Solo is the
typecast.
League of Legends version of a guy who starred in Friends.
It's like Tom Cruise. You know, Tom Cruise can only play Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Right? He's the same guy in every movie.
How dare you? Top Gun Maverick and Mission Impossible are radically different.
Rich, uh-oh, all out from Solo. There he is, baby. It don't matter what his identity is if he's just beating you up in a 1v1.
Tom Cruise popping off in the top lane.
He's flying the F-18. Is that the right number?
This is one of
I
the
don't know.
numbers. It's F and then some numbers.
Okay, well, he just...
He's flying it.
He's
Yeah.
TI-87, the calculator. He's up.
Mach 10, baby. He just went all out on Rich. Solo kill for Immortals up there in the top lane. Brings him back into the gold lead very slightly. They got the first Drake 2 here at 10 minutes. Honestly, that's not a fast first Drake, but it's faster than both of the previous games, so I'm going to call it fast.
And Tomo is down 35 CS.
Oof.
Because my boy, Edward Raw,
Just putting on unstoppable amounts of pressure.
how would you lane against him? It's impossible.
You can't.
It's
I
actually
wouldn't
nothing to say
lane
about
against
Tomo.
It just has that aura, you know?
I'm a Diamond
impressive.
Skarner player. I couldn't lane against him if I tried.
True.
As soon as you load in
I
the
could
game,
lane against them, I would just be dead all the time and have no farm.
as soon as you
But
load the
I could be
game,
there. I could show up.
tactical on the screen, your palms start sweating.
Yeah.
You can't play anymore.
Knees weak. Moms are
Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Rift Herald went over to Santorin now as well, who, by the way, check in on jungle pacing. Santorin is now up 33, which equates to about 8 camps up over Kenvi in the jungle, so much faster pace here for the Dignitas jungler. I think it's been kind of a rough split for Santorin overall.
Santorin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
A little bit rough.
I think he's had some ups and downs. I feel like he's had some really good games lately. I think his Poppy games that he started playing have all been really good. Even in the loss, I think he was performing pretty well. I think his Ivern game was solid, so I think he's had some good ones. I think last split it was a little bit different because last split I think he was really consistent in the early games, but their team would just like fall apart after the early game. So it's a little bit hard to compare. But I feel like he's definitely not at the bottom of the table as far as the junglers go. You know, Kenvi, I think, has been having a much tougher time kind of finding an identity that really works for him. Like, he came in a league known as this, like, hardcore carry guy, and mostly he just plays tanks in the LCS, and I don't think he's ever really kind of reached the heights yet that people were expecting from him.
Yeah, and it's hard to know exactly why, because everyone's like, oh, play Graves again, play Kindred. Who cares if it's not, like, exactly meta power pick S tier right now? If it's what you're best at, just go play it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's him saying, no, I want to be able to do more. I don't want to be typecast as the carry jungle player, but the attempts to branch into this has not been working out too well.
Exactly. I mean, it's one thing if it's working, but if it's not, like, I like players just playing their style, right? You know, if you're going to play meta and your team is going to carry you every game or whatever, and like you know, if you're going to be Blabber and you can play Maokai and your team just wins, then, you know, great, you can do that. But the team is not winning, and I like that Bolulu is experimenting. You know, he's been one of the guys who has really been kind of branching out, brings in his unique flavor to things. So I would be happy to see Kenvi do that as well and just play what works for you, man, because that's what you got to do at the end of the day if nothing else is working.
Yeah. I also want to call out the Santorin going for the Divine Thunder instead of some like the Radiant Virtue, more tank-oriented ones, knowing that he is so far ahead in farm, putting on some carry pants.
Top side, Solo versus Rich yet again. Unstoppable, all out, all in. Solo did it once, and Rich didn't learn his lesson, so he does it again just to make sure he's beating it into him. Solo now up 2-0 over the Dignitas top laner.
One more time.
Try it again.
Try it again. I'm not sold yet. I think Illaoi wins that under turret.
This is like, I think, was it you or was it Flowers who was saying he's the master of Ksante, so he knows exactly how to play against it?
Yeah, I brought that up. I'm like, man, okay, if he's so experienced on Ksante, he's got to know all the tips and tricks.
Nope.
Oh, goodbye, Santorin. All right, adios.
Damn, do you see Tactical 1v3 that?
True.
He actually controlled the other keyboards and got them to make that
reached
gameplay
over.
happen. Yeah. It's only by 1v3, playing three setups.
That's nice. I like that.
Mark is as much of a fan of Tactical as a player as I am a hater of Vi as a champion. You are the Tactical fan club ultimate president.
Yeah.
I respect that. I like Tactical as a player.
And Mark's just really challenging convention here, you know?
He's been popping off.
People strive to be unbiased in their broadcast skills. Mark is really going the opposite.
I just dig when other people zag. Everyone wants to be unbiased, good analysis. I want to run it down. Champion my favorite player.
Cheer only for one player, not even the team. That's the interesting part, right?
Well, like I believe that Rich has not misplayed yet this entire game, and Tactical is the best player on the Rift.
Okay.
Okay.
Those are my thoughts on this game so far.
Well,
I mean, the tactical one, I don't even do that one's fine.
He's doing really good, actually. Yeah. I mean, 3-0 and 1. The only 2 kills the Tactical hasn't been a part of on his team are Solo just beating the snot out of Rich here in his top lane 1v1.
Exactly. You can't blame Tactical for that. It's really, you can blame Rich.
Yeah, Rich is inting Tactical's KP.
He's screwing over his skill participation. It's kind of messed up when you think about it.
I mean, this is why it's such a battle between my 2 favorite players.
The direct competition between them is just
like,
extreme.
I won't be outdone.
I won't let MarkZ Tactical's the best player. Solo's carrying.
Oh, another tentacle connects.
If he gets flipped into the tower and dies again, though,
no way. No, not a third time.
I would sincerely hope not.
Surely.
Especially considering this is like the Ksante play. He waits until you're at the turret and he chuckles you back.
Oh my god.
Damn, they've only been doing it for 6 months. It happened again.
It's kind of like top lane Gragas was the same thing. You know,
yeah, he was the original.
Gragas would have his ult up and people would walk up and be like, but maybe I can get this Demolish proc on the turret.
Oh, Kenvi going in. Boom's the target here with a start. Ready to turn it right back around over onto Kenvi. Santorin dropping the ulti, and Kenvi's gone. Tomo taking a kill credit on that one. As now they can turn it back onto Treatz, who's isolated from the rest of his team. Solo and Bolulu have entered up from the river, and now they're trying to fight another fight as Solo goes all out and brings the kill in onto Rich as well. Goodness
Does that count as the third time?
That counts as the
He is dead under a tower.
time. He got knocked through the wall, back into a tier 1 turret.
Thoughts, Mark?
Tactical was doing a really good job supporting Solo there, already underneath the turret, saying, bring him back here. Nice fight by Dignitas, able to collapse there, grab the dragon. Gold lead, dead even. What a game. What a game.
Jensen is actually, I feel like he's dodging every single one of these spells. He keeps getting caged in and never getting hit by anything. That is one thing that has stuck with him for his whole career. He was so good at those little movements. But we can watch this one more time. The TPs came in pretty quickly as they actually looked to try to turn this one around. The engage came through from Treatz. And Rich arrives, and they do try to get back onto Tactical, but Tactical had a really nice gale for us, creates some space, and then Solo just finds the angle here to ease back. He gets knocked into the wall with the W, so we stun him up in the cage, then out of the cage stun, ults him across the wall into the tower. Tactical is there. They can finish off a kill.
Man, this Illaoi under turrets is not working out. There's some problems. This one's going into the VOD review.
It's going into the 0-10 power spike game
I don't think Illaoi has that.
You know what the funniest part about it is that even if you just chain die to a tank on Illaoi, the tank can never beat you in the 1v1. You just still keep beating him. Like, he solo kills you multiple times, but his tower is still dying. He's still stuck under it. There's no fun to be had in tank versus Illaoi matchup.
Well, both of the top lane turrets are nearly dead. And since Immortals just claimed the Rift Herald, you can just torpedo it down top and get the instant kill onto that tier 1 if you want. Or you can just take it normally through Tactical. Nope, he's not going to go all the way up there. Just going to let that one go. And Tomo can clear the wave with the power of Static Shiv, which, by the way, Isaac, was not a scam. It just happened to get nerfed conveniently after we advertised it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the death of Static Shiv was greatly exaggerated, which speaks to how stupidly strong it was before, that you could kneecap the AP part of it so hard, and people are like, yeah, I'll still go AP Kaisa, actually.
Best item, turns out.
Yeah, on a lot of champs, this is actually great.
The funniest one is the LeBlanc one. That, like, it's still built on LeBlanc. Like, they're like, oh, it's just this interaction where, you know, when she dashes, she gets too many charges. That's what's stopping it. It's the AP.
Yeah,
that's what's stopping it.
We'll drop it from 0.5 to 0.3. We'll take off the doubling on the minions, and crap.
Every single game. Yeah. Still built.
You know, Static Shiv reminds me of the good old days back in League of Legends when some of the stuff was so turbo broken and nobody knew about it just because information wasn't as easily available. You guys remember Deathfire Grasp that had like a 50-something% win rate where 80% of the players didn't press the button? They just bought it because they heard it was good.
It was actually like so many more than that. It was really crazy because I was working on the League of Legends side, on development side, and I remember hearing some stats that it was something like only, I think it was 2% of players or so actually like use the Deathfire Grasp active.
Wait, so out of 100 guys, 98 guys are just buying like, damn, this is a cool item.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
It's more like a lot of people just forget, and it wasn't just DFG. A lot of actives do not get pressed by the majority of the League of Legends player base, which is why there was a push to remove a lot of them from being actives to passives. Like Turbo Chem Tank became a passive, actually, because people just weren't pressing it to run fast.
Or they're pressing it at horrible times, right? So it's considered like the items were becoming trap items for a lot of players where they would build this because this is what they see the streamers and the pros build, but then it was horrible because they weren't using the active and all the item power is budgeted for the active.
So is that like what happened to Blade of the Ruined King? It's just like, all right, we're not going to allow you to use this when you want to. It's just going to happen automatically because all these dudes aren't pressing the button.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dum Dums ruin League of Legends. I want 16 item actives.
I will say though, it's really funny. Like, I think the overall level, when you look back to the previous like old seasons, is so much higher now.
Oh
compared to
yeah.
then. But like the average players have gotten so much better. It's like the first time you see like an insec in pro, people are like, oh my god. And now you can play Lee Sins in like silver who are gonna insec you.
Dude, have you ever rewatched the Season 1 championship? It looks like a platinum solo queue game. Like, not even diamond. It looks like they're just goofing off, having a good time.
See, this is what we need. We need to develop a time machine so we can go back to Season 1.
Oh, we could be pros, bro.
That's what you guys would do with a time machine?
Yeah,
oh my
there you go.
God, we are different people.
What would you do, Mark?
Yeah, Mark.
Become a billionaire.
Well, that's
We're going to become a billionaire through our League of Legends
success. Our League of Legends
by winning the
career.
$10,000 tournaments.
That sounds like a... I guess if you're a true gamer, that's the true gamer test. You get a time machine, what do you do?
Yeah.
Win video game tournaments.
I wouldn't go back and win Season 1.
I mean, I'll also buy some Bitcoin while I'm back there, Mark.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Well, Rich isn't getting any Bitcoins out of that one.
There was no tower there.
Popped, yeah. Well,
Fine.
Bolulu's kind of a turret.
Bolulu's a turret?
Shoots you a couple times.
A little bit.
Yeah, that R's doing way more damage than a turret.
That's about the move speed of a turret.
That's Bolulu's first kill of the game. On the Veigar, observers, can we see how many stacks he... Oh, never mind. We got it already
on the
right.
screen.
Yeah, I forgot. I haven't seen Veigar in so long. I'm not used to looking over there for it. 203 AP. Remember that a blasting wand gives you 40, so that's 5 blasting wands worth of power.
Fog.
That's how I always judge it.
You know what's really funny is that Jensen has 195 AP total, and Bolulu has 203 from his passive.
Yeah, the Void Staff's second rush is a little surprising to me. I know a lot of people really hate the Everfrost into low damage Ahri builds. A lot of people are like, go Death Cap second or whatever if you're not going to go Leandries. So I'm sure there'll be some people thinking that, especially since there's not too much MR stacking quite yet. You will need it at some point.
There's quite a bit, to be honest.
There will be. I think there's enough to justify it from the front line between Ksante and Kenvi. I think it's like 70 is usually the MR breakpoint if you're above that, and oftentimes Merc Treads on tanks will get you there. So it will be efficient on them, but it's backline that you're usually targeting.
We got a fight here. Kenvi gets his spirit pulled out. The tentacles do a good amount of damage to him there. Void Seeker onto the Drake. It's down to 3,000 HP. You know Santorin's going to want to fight for it. But now the engage from IMT. Treatz is ready to lock him down, blow him up. They've already killed Rich and Poom together, but they sacrifice Kenvi for it. 4v3 now, favoring Immortals. The cage cooldown is pretty low. They're just going to keep spamming those. It's jungler dead for IMT. Tomo! And stolen away from Tomo! But now the counterattack from Immortals. They're pissed off. They don't want to allow Dig to get away with it. They'll kill Jensen first. And Solo's going in for Santorin. Only Tomo is alive. It's 22 minutes into the game. Baron's on the Rift. There's no TP when Rich respawns. Immortals are going to the pit.
I mean, Tomo can continue to poke away at them. If he can hit his W's, this could get a bit dicey, but Bolulu cages him in.
There's the crash down from Treatz. They're going to force the flash disengage from Tomo. He wants to get away from that now, but it's enough to at least make Immortals reconsider the Baron.
They got low enough, and Kenvi did have Hexgate to get out, but was not in range and take some time to run all the way there. So Dignitas able to stall that potential Baron out. Kenvi was not able to get there and sync up with his team. Here, just a big jump fight at the beginning where everyone just kind of piles on top of each other. You can see Treatz and Kenvi targeting down, hitting Poom right away, tactical popping off as usual. Rich trying his best, gets exploded, and then because they don't have their jungler, even though they were able to win 2 for 1, IMT are very slow to just burn this down. You can see Santorin's charging his Q. It times out, and so they go, okay, great, now we can try and burst it down, and Tomo snuck that in, no vision on him because they were so tunneled on Santorin.
They actually had vision on him. They blue orbed him.
Oh my god.
And he literally then killed the blue orb, I believe. So unless that was his own, but I don't think so. I'm almost 100% sure that they actually blue orbed him walking through that banana brush over red buff. So they knew he was there. But I think they were more focused on stopping Santorin and stopping, you know, the jungler from getting into pit. I don't think they were even thinking about the Kaisa.
And even if you are, it's hard to know exactly what angle the Kaisa W is going to be coming over the wall to body block it, even if you want to.
Do you know that bananas actually grow on trees? I didn't know that for a long time.
What did you think they grow on?
What do you think?
Is it like a potato? You dig them out of the ground?
I don't know, dude. I thought they grow on like bushes or something. I don't come from a tropical climate. I don't know where bananas
come from. Ohio?
He comes sadly from the American education system.
Poom's about to drop here in the pit. Immortals controlling him. Tactical dominating. Baron secured by Immortals. Rich gets a spirit, but that ain't gonna matter a whole lot. Treatz has to retreat from the tentacles as Tactical's gonna continue trying to kite these guys out. There's another one of those tests of spirit continuing to force IMT back. Dignitas wants to try to get another punish here, but it's difficult to chase into Bolulu as Jensen now engaged on by Solo, who goes all out. He's got to be a little bit careful here. The Everfrost tries to deal the damage to him, but vegan Ahri cannot eat Ksante alone. And now you've got the shutdown back up into Santorin. Dignitas trying to get a little bit more. Nope. Not quite! Bolulu on a killing spree. I was paused, I was waiting, I was seeing, but it turns into a double kill for Bolulu. Dignitas overplay their hand, and now Tomo's got to try to get away. It's a TP flank from Bolulu. He shows up with the Hexgate. Tomo's about to die, but he survives and kills Bolulu. Now he's going to be dropped. Crash down back on the Nautilus. Daxter goes back. What is this game?
It's an all-out brawl. It's a bloodbath.
The Dignitas over chase, turnaround by Immortals, Bolulu popping off, finding those kills, and then the TP flank so Dignitas could not get out, trapping them in with his body instead of just the E.
Yeah, he's willing to sacrifice for the team there. As the initial play, I mean, Immortals just finished off the Baron here. They rushed it down, and then it's just kind of this slow retreat because they kept getting spirit pulls here from Rich. So Rich is just slowing them down over and over and over. Tactical walks back, is trying to harass them a little bit. He gets chunked down so incredibly low after he got tagged by Tomo. And then Jensen very clearly wanted to go in and try to actually finish off Tactical, but he gets stopped by Solo and does not have enough damage to actually get the kill. unfortunately for him, means he goes down. Tactical gets out with almost no health. And then because the fight extended so long, Tactical eventually got back to base, was able to gate back out and catch up to the team.
Yeah, Bolulu had a really nice cage there to stop any potential follow-up. It's kind of baiting Santorin to get stuck there. They find those 2 kills, and then the TP behind, but Nautilus sees it coming the whole way. You can see Tomo actually shoot here to try and start killing him. Nice stopwatch, but then it bought enough time. He trapped him in. They couldn't get out. The rest of the team starts hex gating in, and Solo is losing it.
I'm so happy that he's having the same reaction we are to this.
I mean, it's so funny, like the Zonia's TPing in, you know, just
the Messiah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, boys. Immortals has Baron now. They're up 3,000 gold. Let's see what they can get with it. Looks like a tier 2 turret's first up here in bottom lane. Rich is top side, but he's underneath the turret, and Solo is right there. Rich.
He's getting away from the turret.
Rich. Okay. I just had to make sure.
Yeah. I mean, he has had the Illaoi from behind experience in the 5v5s. Well, the tank can never kill you. In the 5v5, you kind of show up and you just die before anything really happens. It's been tough for him in these 5v5s. I mean, Tactical is very fed at this point. He actually has his stopwatch from his runes. He went perfect timing and has not had to use it the entire game. So that kind of tells you how little pressure he's been under. Yeah. He saw Ahri Vi and just went for it.
Look how much engaged enemy has, how little pressure, how good his positioning is, you mean.
Perfect, exactly.
He's never even had to use it, despite the fact that there's an Ahri, Vi, and Nautilus, and Kaisa all trying to dive on top of him. Tactical, such a good game for him here. Getting their second dragon of the game.
All right, 4 Drakes, 2 and 2, all even. Both of them have a good Drake, and both of them have a bad Drake.
That's true. It's a good observation.
Yeah. Look, man, they just reset. I don't have anything valuable to talk about here, so we're going to compare the Drakes.
I just don't like talking about Drakes that way. I think they're all you know, special in their own way.
Man, that's such a cope. Like, they're some of them are
he didn't say they were
worse.
good. They're special.
Yeah.
The gas dragon is not good.
I just think if you don't have anything good to say,
The gas dragon is trying its best. You know?
If you don't have anything good to say, just don't say anything about it. Like, no one made you say that.
Yeah, what's up with that, Flowers?
I don't know, man.
Negative gaming, stop.
Yeah, I guess
your parents are going to hear this cast and they're going to be so disappointed.
They're just going to be like, what
we raised him better.
Down the path of darkness.
Yeah, exactly. Clayton, how could you?
Bullying the poor little gas dragon like that. All right, Immortals. What else are we going to get, boys? The Baron has worn away, so the minions are no longer protected. Poppycopter. All right, goodbye, Rich. But unfortunately, that minion wave disappearing means that you don't get a whole lot of value out of it.
Yeah, I'm surprised that was a release by Kenvi there. A lot of people charge it just to, you know, scare them off.
You couldn't hold it.
You let it time. Normally
you had to do that right when I took a drink of water.
Normally you would just let it time out. We're gonna power through.
There's too much momentum.
And then on the next minion wave, do it again. And
you
just keep charging it up every time as the minion wave approaches. Never actually shooting it off until the engage comes in.
The engage on Tactical from Boom, but there ain't enough damage to kill him off. So Tactical goes godlike instead. Rich is fighting in the middle of everybody as Santorin and Jensen go for the backline assassination on the enemy AD carry, but the stopwatch keeps him alive. A double kill back over to Solo. Dignitas has lost every man that's not an AD carry. Tomo's the only one left, and he has to hobble away. You can see what they wanted, but they just couldn't get it. That stopwatch on Tactical, man, was so critical. All of Dig gets baited in, and all of Immortals get paid.
No matter how hard you try, you just can't drop Tactical. Excellent flash as well, coming out of the stopwatch to make sure you could reposition. They win that fight 4-0. They're going to start pushing here. 20 seconds on the respawn. They could try to end if they're feeling awesome, but they aren't. They're hex gating out.
Uh-oh.
Nautilus is... Oh.
What happened to your boy?
His team bailed on him. They all hex gated out instead of trying to end. They didn't listen to the call.
True.
He
was feeling awesome. The rest of the team was definitely not feeling awesome.
Well, he's not feeling as awesome now. The perfect score.
Now he's feeling pissed.
Disappeared. Yeah.
Where's my team?
Now he's gonna run it.
Silver lining.
I'll teach him a lesson.
Just buy 6 tiers right now.
You don't want to play around me. I'll show you what happens.
Silver lining, his KDA is still the same as it was before that. Because when they calculate KDA on stats sites, you can't do infinite KDA over 0. So 0 and 1 is the same per game.
But we can say it's infinite.
Yeah, I guess we could if we just wanted to lie.
Yeah.
Oh, there's also a Baron.
Why not? Mark does that all the time.
Yeah, well, we're...
It's no different from the rest of this cast, Flowers.
You can only have one serial liar on the TriCast. Boom's trying to stop Kenvi and Treatz from getting in there, interfering with the Baron. Rich is already dead. How many times do you have to say that this game? Poor
8.
Rich.
8 times.
Yeah, he's...
He did R flash though. That was neat.
Okay, well, Rich is dead now, so Immortals are going to try to chase after Dignitas, but they're not going to overchase. They remember how this went for their opponents, so instead, they're going to hang back, starting up the bear with themselves. Now, Tactical's back alive. He will Hex Gate to join in with everybody. All right, free bear and IMT.
2 more deaths till Rich turns online. He's at the 8 death power spike. Looks like Dignitas might struggle to stall it so he can get 2 more,
Yeah,
but
they need to buy time for that.
Yeah.
That's going to be critical in their comeback.
see if they can do it.
It's plus 8,000 gold. 31 minutes into the game, and we got 33 kills. This has been a pretty wild game. So
Over
On
1
a real
kill per
humdinger,
minute.
I would say.
truly,
An absolute barn burner, if you will.
the barn is ashes, my
yeah.
friend.
Yeah, the barn has been gone. Long gone.
Wait, but doesn't that mean it's going to slow down if nothing's there to burn?
The ashes keep burning.
You got to spark it up again? Okay.
CGI barn.
Yeah.
I don't know what to follow that up with.
Yeah, I'm like,
Anyway.
all right. Mid push.
Yeah, we got mid.
I mean, you should be the barn expert.
Come on, man. Just because I'm from Ohio doesn't mean
I mean, you're the one who always saying you're living in the cornfield.
Well, you're the one who
assume
also
that there would be barns around there.
Said you didn't do banana grew on trees.
Okay.
10 minutes ago.
Bananas. How are bananas associated with barns?
I mean, farming, kind of just generally, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agriculture.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'll give you that one.
Yeah, there's a link.
Yeah, you put all your trees in your barns, don't you?
I put my
All his banana bushes have to be kept safe in the barn.
from the
The animals go outside. Animals go outside. Trees in the barn.
Trees in the barn, yeah.
I think we would do well in things not related to the League of Legends.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, totally.
We should do like a nature doc or something, you know?
I'd be down.
Some
One
guys
guy-
excited. We have at least one
One guy
viewer
in
for
the
that.
crowd was really
At
into
least
it.
one viewer for a nature
Starting a
doc.
Patreon now. Here we go.
Yeah. What's
Okay,
his name?
well,
David Attenborough? Screw that guy.
we're
We'd do way
starting
better.
the Patreon. They're starting the Drake. They finished the Drake. That's Drake number 3 for IMT. If this game somehow manages to go on for another 5 minutes, they can get the soul. I feel like it shouldn't, but I also feel like it will.
Another 5. I'm looking for another 15 or 20.
What happened to 80 minutes to dream?
No,
Yeah.
please.
That
both
was
of you stop.
my team.
Please don't. Please. Control yourselves.
I don't think I will.
Poppycopter. Okay, they stopped that one. Immortals going for in-hit number 2. All right, no contest. Dignitas gonna let that one go. Poom loses half HP to Bolulu. The Veigar has a hat now. He has 1,055 AP. Observers, can we hover over his ulti? I want to see what the damage tooltip says so I can gasp at it.
Azael could do it if he felt like being a helpful caster, but he won't.
2,200 damage at maximum scaling. Okay, so if you're like
quite a
below
lot.
half HP, the thing just kills you.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's max damage at 33% health.
I mean, you won't even. I mean, if it needs to do 2,000 damage and you're already at 1/3, that would mean you had 6,000 max HP. I don't think that's happening for nobody.
There's resists.
Yeah.
Sell your items and buy a bunch of warmogs, you know?
Yep. True. I guess you could just go with pure HP mega build. That sounds like one of those items that you build like when you first start playing League of Legends. You just read the items and be like, man, this one gives the most health.
Yeah,
I don't know why
dude,
these idiots don't buy more of this.
1,000 health is good. How
Anything-
good is 5,000 health?
All those plus things I would like scale with that stuff, like Manamune or Titanic Hydra, it's like, oh, it says based off my max HP, I'll buy Titanic, and then the rest just straight health. 5 Warmugs, Titanic Hydra, how can I
Oh
lose?
no, Jensen nearly immediately dies at the start here. Has to jump back over the wall, then uses Zhonya's. He's got no mana, no ulti. He's out of the fight. Dignitas are trying to defend this last inhibitor turret, but life is tough. Solo just trying to keep an eye on any sort of flank angle Santorin might be looking for. Tactical's got his flash back up again, so Aphelios is problematic with a capital P here for the side of Dignitas. Rich wants to stand and fight, gets the test of spirit. He will not be able to put any more damage into that one because Immortals is walking up. Void Seeker hits nothing. Immortals going for inhibitor
Flank.
number 2 now because the third one respawned up in the top lane, so they'll have to translate over to that one next. Santorin is on the flank, but he is not moving closer to the enemy team yet. He's waiting on everybody else. They got to be prepared for this. The cage is down. Bolulu's got some of the burst. Kenvi in the zone. He has to buy a little bit more time. He's going to have to disengage back with a flash, but Poom is already down as Solo leads the charge. Gargoyle Stone Plate going all out, going all in. Double kill for Tactical. The cage is keeping everybody locked in as Santorin tries to get away, and now they're going to pick up the kill on Tomo too. Immortals just bulldozed them. They'll end the game in 35 minutes with a tactical triple kill. Santorin flies up into orbit only to come back down. Immortals pick up another dub.
4 wins for Immortals, a 2-1 week for them. 27 kills in 35 minutes, 10 kills for Tactical.
There you go. And
Leading
now
his
only
squad.
a couple games back of playoff spots, so it actually becomes that much more realistic. Dignitas would have secured their playoff spot here had they been able to win today, but they are going to be now 6-9. Immortals move up to 4-11, so they are now tied with FlyQuest in 9th, and it is Dignitas